Back in the day, like 66 million years ago, I watched a dinosaur's front limbs suddenly give out. A moment later, it collapsed hard onto the beach. For this 70-year-old Alamosaurus, the journey had come to an end. But when a massive dinosaur dies, it's never a quiet affair. There's always blood and chaos. The next morning, a pack of Troodons showed up, following the scent. Troodons were some of the smartest dinosaurs around, so of course, they were the first to arrive. But the Alamosaurus was massive, about 50 meters long and a solid 100 tons. Its skin alone was around 7 centimeters thick, way too tough for those little guys to tear into. That's where I came in. As a Tyrannosaurus rex, yeah, the apex predator of the land, my 15-centimeter teeth could rip through any carbon-based life form like butter. The clever Troodons tried to hang around, but I wasn't about to share. I chased them off, eager to have this feast all to myself. But when something the size of a building drops dead, you can bet it draws a crowd. That's when Quetzalcoatlus showed up, the undisputed rulers of the sky. These bad boys had 1.8-meter-long beaks and wingspans that stretched up to 12 meters. They could dive bomb almost anything, including me. One good jab to the eye from those long, needle-sharp beaks and boom, I'd be rocking the one-eyed look for life. Normally, I wouldn't back down from a single Quetzalcoatlus, but this one had backup. A second one swooped in. Now I was outnumbered 2-1. The fight was about to go down. They weren't dumb. They didn't attack head-on. They stuck to the skies, taking turns dive attacking me. I couldn't fly, obviously, so I had zero way to strike back. I had no choice but to fall back for now. I wasn't outpowered, just outpositioned. Flat terrain gave them the edge. Next time might be a whole different story. With me gone, the two Sky Kings got to chow down in peace, but I wasn't letting it slide. I went home, found my partner, and we came back as a team. When two T-Rexes go hunting together, it's not just double the power, it's a whole new level. Still, we didn't get cocky. Good hunters stay sharp. Up ahead, we spotted a herd of Triceratops. Delicious? Absolutely, but tough customers. We'd need a flawless plan this time. Night fell fast. My mate and I woke up as darkness settled in. Our vision's built for depth, so night or day doesn't really matter. And despite our size, thick pads on our feet made our steps nearly silent. I was a ghost in the shadows. But since the herd of Triceratops had already moved on, we all shifted our focus to a group of Edmontosaurus instead. They weren't heavily armored, but they were my size, and twice as fast, which meant we only got one shot to pull this off. We'd done this dance many times before. Each of us moved into position. Edmontosaurs always posted a lookout when resting. I made some noise to lure the sentry away, while my partner silently crept in from the other side. The herd was alert, but not alert enough. I burst out first. Panic rippled through the herd as they scattered in every direction. One unlucky Edmontosaurus ran right into our trap, straight toward my partner. She knew it was go time. No hesitation, no escape. Within seconds, we had it down. Teamwork made it deadly. Two T-Rexes hunting together, the odds of success were off the charts. But this story was just getting started. After stuffing ourselves, we had another mission, keeping the species going. The next morning, we headed to a shady little grove, prime real estate for some prehistoric romance. Hidden under the trees, we did what needed doing. Time passed. My partner laid her eggs. I thought we were in for a chill, stable family life. Turns out, not so much. After our babies hatched, we went on a hunt for Triceratops, but the prey turned out to be too fierce. In the fight, my partner was tragically killed, and I was seriously injured. Fearing retaliation from the rest of the Triceratops herd, I made the decision to take my 5 children and cross the sea to reach an island. One that was not only safe, but also full of food. My little ones followed behind me, mimicking my swimming movements as we made our way toward the island, step by step. But in an age ruled by giant beasts, even the ocean hid deadly predators beneath its surface. My instincts kicked in. Something was wrong. I glanced down at the water and spotted it, a Hoffman's mosasaur, massive and sneaky, creeping in from below. Not good. If it were just me, I could hold my own, even in the water. But with 5 tiny hatchlings behind me, no way. I kicked up the speed. The kids didn't get why I was suddenly swimming like my tail was on fire. They just did their best to keep up. But the smallest one started falling behind, and that's where it got real. I kept my eyes locked on the water. The mosasaur was closing in. We were so close to land when it struck. By the time I turned around, one baby was gone. Just gone. I knew there was nothing I could have done. On land, I could have taken on 10 of those sea monsters, but this was their turf. Out of 15 hatchlings in a typical clutch, only about a third survived their first year. Under my guidance, my children learned the basic skills of hunting and survival. Once they reached adulthood, we planned to leave the island and return to the mainland, because the island was filled with only small prey, which wasn't nearly enough to satisfy the appetites of several fully grown T-Rexes. By the time we made it back to the mainland, only 2 of my children remained. The The other two had died from illness along the way. One day we spotted a lone Triceratops. The two youngsters took the lead. Small, quick, good at flanking. We boxed it in. Its tail was injured. They held it in place just long enough for me to go in for the kill. But when I showed up, the Triceratops panicked. It shoved past my kids, throwing off my timing. I missed. It knew if it took a bad hit to the leg, it was over. Its herd was nearby. My little ones were trying so hard to stop it. It was their first real hunt. But let's be honest, they were still tiny. Brave, but tiny. That Triceratops charged with 6 tons of pure muscle and made it back to its herd. The adults had already formed a wall. Solid, intimidating, unbreakable. We stared each other down. I knew it was over. No way we were getting through that lineup. I gave the signal to fall back, but one of my kids didn't want to quit. He growled, frustrated, almost ready to take on the whole herd by himself. I could see it in him. If nothing takes him out early, in 5 years he'll rule this land like I do.